everyone, I'm Anna Peters, Sam Villa ArTeam member, and here today is my beautiful model and my daughter. So excited to have her with us, and I'm going to be sharing how to create ghost waves. So ghost waves are really trending right now, and I think it's just playing off of what everybody loves is that effortless hair. Really easy looking, not like you spend a lot of time creating it, and very natural looking. So what ghost waves are those like invisible kind of floaty waves, and there's definitely a technique to it. I'm going to share that with you today. The first thing you're going to be working with is your Sam Villa Sleekr Iron. So let me show you this up close. I absolutely love this iron, and it really helps in creating these waves because of this really soft rounded edge, and the plate is really smooth as well. So it glides through that hair really easily. So love that feature about the Sam Villa Sleekr Iron. And so we're gonna be working with this tail comb. So just our Sam Villa tail comb here. That's going to help us get nice clean sections. Dry sectioning clips. These are my favorite because of that little band right there. Make sure that we don't get any hard lines or dents in the hair, and makes our work come out so much easier. It has a really strong grip to it as well, so it can hold a lot of hair. But these are the tools you're gonna need to create this look, and let's get started. All right, so now we have two side sections and our back sectioned off from the nape down. And this is just going to give us control so we know what area of the head we're working in and what type of wave pattern we're going to do there. So at this point, we're going to grab our Sleekr Iron. I have it on the color treated setting. I'm combing through this whole back here, making sure there's no tangles in the hair. We're then going to take a section, holding the hair with our two fingers here. We're going to pull this direction, and my hand's going to move the opposite direction. Just a nice glide through. Then I'm going to drop it down. And I'm going to push now the opposite direction. So I'm going to push this way, and my hand's going to pull that way. And I'm just going to glide that iron through. I'm going to move my hand down, pull to the left, push to the right. And I'm just sliding that iron as I'm pushing across that hair. Pull to the left, and then we're going to drop that down. And you'll see there's this really natural kind of wave happening here. I'm going to take another section, pulling to the left, gliding that iron across, dropping down, pushing to the right, and letting that blade, the plates of the iron, go all the way across that section. Pulling to the left, and then pushing to the right. You can see that wave pattern. Last section back here. Push or pull to the left, and then drop down, push to the right. And as I push to the right, I'm pulling my hand to the left. So those ends are kind of creating that S pattern in the plates, between the plates. Now I drop down, I'm pulling to the left, which means my hand's moving to the right. And I'm gliding the plates all the way across that section. So what this is doing is in the underneath section, we are creating 0 volume, but we're creating a wave pattern that is moving back and forth. We're then going to drop down another section. You can take thinner sections or thicker sections as long as you're getting even heat through each section. Now we're going to do this wave pattern all the way through below the round of the head. So until you reach the top of the head, that's when you're going to switch it up. And you can switch up the direction too. So last time we pulled first to the left, now I'm going to push to the right. So we're getting a variation in the wave pattern as well. And you could just feel how really sleek and smooth this iron is as it glides through the hair. I love it. There's no snags ever. And you just get a really beautiful shine and polish from it. And there's those waves. You can see what that looks like. And again, just a back and forth movement that's happening. No volume at all. Now as we work our way up the head, that's when we're going to start to create some lift. So if you turn your head this way, the round of the head is going to be where your fingers are going to move around. So right about here is when we're going to switch it up, okay? So we have about one more section to go before we change our technique. So when we get to above the round, we're going to start to create the movement that comes off of the head versus laying against the head. So we're going to split this into 2 sections here. You want to make sure that your sections are the right size to where you have control over the hair and it's not spilling over the iron. At this point, we're going to go in with our iron in this direction, and we're going to be rocking it and pulling down, rocking it under, pulling out, pulling, and then ending under. Rocking out. Rocking under, rocking out, under, and then finishing the ends underneath. We're going to drop this top down, our last section here through the back. Rocking out, using the bevel of that iron to really give you that nice smooth wave pattern, and then just finishing the ends under. So you could see from the profile here the nice silhouette that this is giving. That top is just kind of floating over, and you could get a lot of pop with that, but these waves are just going to move and float over the waves that are moving horizontally versus the waves moving vertically in and out. Okay, so now we're on to the side sections here, and we are going to take diagonal sections towards the face. Diagonal lines are going to always give us a softer movement, So I love working with that around the face, just really making it nice and soft and fluid as it moves. So we're gonna continue the same movement. So we're gonna push towards the face, and this is a great place to contour for your clients if you're wanting to do that. If you're wanting that wave pattern to come in here or to move away and expose more cheekbone, you can decide on that placement and direction through this area. So pushing towards the face, gliding that plate, those plates over the hair, and just pushing in that direction. Dropping it down, and then now pull. And it should be creating a little C shape as you pull and push. So you should be getting that little bit of a wave pattern happening. One more, diagonal towards the face, diagonal forward. Taking this section, I'm now going to pull the opposite. So I'm going to go away from the face here with this pull. You can see that beautiful wave pattern there and that shine that you get from this iron. And then I'm going to push. Push. Now you'll notice too that I'm keeping the tension very low here as I am working my way down. I'm not stretching this out because we all know that when you go to stretch out something that is hot, a wave or a curl, it's going to just soften it. So as I'm working my way down, I'm supporting that wave pattern that we just did by holding that hair up so it's not pulling away. Just smoothing over those ends. Once you drop it, then you can run your hands through and soften it a little bit. But you want to make sure that you get that initial wave pattern in there first. All right, so now we're at the round of her head. Now we're going to go in with the iron horizontally, and we're going to do the outward motion. So these waves now are going to pop off of the waves that are moving underneath side to side. So going in and coming away from the head, rocking away from the head and down, and then towards the head, and then away from the head. You'll see what a big difference that wave pattern makes. Okay, so we're going to do our rocking motion here. Rocking out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Just getting those waves moving up and away from the head. Our last section is just going to sit on top here. Pay attention to where you want that first wave to hit on their face. So this is coming in right there, following her cheekbone a little bit, or you could start it up higher and get more pop at the roots. All right, moving to our last side here. Taking our tail comb, going down towards the face with our sectioning. Taking a diagonal section, diagonal forward. You can see that angle there is moving down towards her face. That's going to ensure that we're getting soft movement happening. I'm going to pull towards her face here. Pushing away. All right. this next section here, we're going to be pushing away from the face, the opposite direction we did on the bottom section. So first pushing away, now pushing towards. Alright, there's our waves. And now we're moving to above the round. So we are going to now pop those waves out away from the head using the rocking motion. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Just kind of mix it up there at the ends. And we'll split this into two so we have control over that. Grabbing this hair. Making sure there's no tangles in the hair before you go. Out, in, out. And you'll notice my wrist is moving all the way back and forth. And that's what's really gonna give you that softness too, so you'll get less hard lines by doing it that way as well. Pulling this out till right about there, and then we're going to move in. You want it to mirror somewhat the other side, not too perfect, but if it's too poppy for you, you can run the iron over it and calm it down. But these are going to relax, and you could see her wave pattern is happening both at her eye level, right about there. They're starting to open up. Around the face here, you could go in and just kind of detail those ends out a little bit, depending on how they're moving, if you like it, or if you want to move them the opposite way. Just using your iron and the tips of it, kind of like a little pencil, where you're just kind of going in and drawing how you want that to look. All right, just finishing it off with a little bit of texture spray, just to give it that little bit of grip, movement, texture to it. And here we have the ghost waves. These just get better as the time goes on and they soften, and you just have this really cool girl vibe going on. What do you think, babe?
I really like it.
Yeah? Awesome, you look amazing. And thank you for being my model. I'm Anna Peters, Sam Villa ArTeam member, and sharing today the ghost waves. You can find more free education by subscribing to Sam Villa's YouTube channel and following us on Instagram and Facebook. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.